Kök Tengri struck the silent void with a hammer of pure celestial starlight. The chaotic spinning of the unformed, you were taught the stars wander aimlessly, but the ancient nomads knew better. Before the first blade of grass broke the brown earth, the eternal blue sky demanded order from the howling darkness. He reached into the heart of the cosmos and drove a single glowing bolt of iron through the center of all existence. This was the forging of the Temir Kazyk, the iron stake that we now recognize as the North Star, the unmoving pivot around which the entire Great Steppe revolves. Imagine a time before the 6th century Khagans claimed their divine right to rule, a time when the universe was nothing more than a wild, shivering horse that refused to be broken. Kök Tengri, the supreme spirit who governs the destiny of every living soul, did not create the world with gentle whispers. He fashioned it with the authority of an architect. As he hammered the iron stake into the celestial floor, the vibration birthed the 3 great layers of our reality. The sky became a vast, spinning tent, its felt sides stitched with galaxies, and its central pole providing the only certainty in a world of constant movement. This divine act established the Tus, the cosmic harmony, ensuring that the blue vault above. This was the moment the tripartite world was born, a structure so rigid yet so fluid that it could house both the gods and the smallest field mouse. In the 8th century, when the Orkhon inscriptions were carved into stone, the people remembered this moment of creation, writing that when the blue sky and the brown earth were finished, human beings were placed between them to walk the line between the infinite and the mortal. Those who lived by the blade and the bow knew that to lose sight of this stake was to lose one's soul to the void, for the Temir Kazyk is the only thing keeping the roof of the universe from flying away into the whistling winds of eternity. To understand the height of this celestial architecture, one must look past the clouds to the shimmering branches of the Boughs, the great tree of life. This is no mere plant of wood and leaf. It is the silver skeleton of the heavens, its trunk pulsating with the rhythm of the universe. To climb its boughs is to leave the heavy dust of the earth behind and ascend through the 9 layers of the upper world, each level more radiant than the last. At the very summit, nestled among golden leaves that never wither, sits the Semruk, the legendary double-headed eagle. Its wings are wide enough to eclipse the moon, and its eyes see the past and the future as a single, unfolding tapestry. This ethereal height is the domain of Ülgen, the Lord of Light, and the golden-hearted son of Khagans, the primordial progenitor who first dreamed the world into being. Ülgen sits upon a throne forged from the first rays of a summer morning, his features reflecting the high, weathered cheekbones and the piercing sky-blue gaze of the ancient steppe lords. He is clothed in robes of white silk and white furs, symbols of the purity and the end of all things that reside in the West. He is the divine architect of goodness, the one who ensures that the sun rises in the east to bathe the world in Kök, the sacred blue of birth. But Ülgen's most crucial role is the distribution of Kök, that vital golden spark of divine mandate. He watches the mortal Khagans in the Orkhon Valley with a father's stern but expectant eye. When a leader is found worthy, Ülgen breathes this spiritual energy into their soul, granting them the divine right to rule the tribes. This cut is a heavy burden, a gift of harmony that must be maintained. The elders whisper that if a Khagan grows cruel or forgets the laws of the sky, Ülgen will reach down from the 9th heaven and snatch that spark back, leaving the ruler's spirit as in this high realm. Among the celestial pastures, the destiny of nations is woven into the stars, reminding every mortal that their authority is merely a reflection of the light shining from Ülgen's golden throne. Between the eternal vault of the blue and the cold reach of the abyss lies the brown earth, the fragile stage of our mortal dance. This is the middle world, the realm etched into the heart of the Orkhon inscriptions over 13 centuries ago, the sacred ground where, as the ancient stones tell us, Human beings were created to walk between the sky and the soil. It is a world of wind and wide horizons, where the smell of sun-scorched wormwood and the rhythm of galloping hooves define the very soul of existence. Here, the goddess Umay Ana moves unseen among the yurts, her presence a warm breath against the chill of the Siberian night. Do not imagine her as a distant, cold deity. Think of her as a grandmother with skin weathered like the Altai cliffs and eyes that hold the soft, milky light of the moon. She is the mother of life, the guardian of the cradle, who wears a crown of silver with 3 points reaching toward the heavens. It is Umay who catches the falling child and whispers the cut, the shimmering soul stuff granted by. Without her fierce protection, the lineage of the nomad would have been swept away by the mountain storms long ago. But the most shocked, this middle realm is also the hunting ground of a ghost, with silver fur and eyes of piercing amber. We speak of Asina, the legendary she-wolf, whose blood when the enemies of the ancient Turkic people sought to extinguish their light, leaving only one maimed boy alive in the marshes, it was not a human hand that saved him. It was Asena who found the child, nursing him back to strength in a hidden valley guarded by the impassable peaks of the Altai Mountains. From their union came the Ashina clan, the celestial Turks who carried the wolf standard from the Great Wall to the gates of the West. This landscape is not merely earth and stone, it is a living, breathing body. The mountains are the tent poles of the world, anchoring the sky so it does not collapse upon our heads, and the rivers are the silver veins of the earth goddess herself. To the nomad, every grove of trees is a congregation of spirits, and every mountain pass is a gateway where the physical and spiritual worlds collide. We do not merely live upon this earth, we are its children, bound by an ancient pact to maintain the harmony of the steppe, honoring the wolf that birthed us and the mother who keeps our fires burning. But the Beta does not only reach for the stars, its massive gnarled roots twist downward, piercing the very floor of the world into a realm where the sun's gold is traded for obsidian and lead. We must descend now, following the path of the falling leaf, past the cradle of Umay, and deep into the 9-tiered abyss of the lower world. Here, the air grows thick with the sulphurous breath of the earth and the heavy metallic scent of ancient grievances that have never been settled. Guarding the obsidian gates is the firstborn who let pride eclipse his purpose, Ülgen Khan. Imagine a figure of terrifying midnight majesty, seated. His eyes glow like embers in a dying campfire, and his black hair flows like a river of ink over shoulders as broad as a mountain range. He was once a primary architect of creation, a companion to the light, but he sought to hold the breath of life in his own hands, and for that singular arrogance, Tengri cast him into the sunless depths. This is no simple hell of fire, but a chilling mirror of our own world, a landscape of black copper and gray mist where the sun is a cold, pale disk that never warms the skin. Ülgen's domain is structured in layers of increasing density, where the natural laws of the sky are inverted. He rides a powerful black bull, wielding a whip made of woven serpents, herding the sur, the flickering. To the ancient Turkic mind, the lower world was the inevitable destination for the part of the soul that clung to the earth, the shadow that remains when the divine life force, the Kut, departs for the heavens. Every traveler across the steppe knew that Ülgen was the grand auditor of the balance. He claims the shadows of those who forget the law of the sky. When a person lived in discord, destroying the harmony of the tribe or the sacred nature around them, they found no peace in the transition, only the stern judgment of the one who was cast down. The Kham, our shamanic intermediary, makes this perilous descent in his ecstatic trance, his drum acting as his loyal steed through the darkness. He must navigate the 9 rivers of tears and bypass the monstrous copper-fanged hounds of the underworld to negotiate with Ülgen himself. It is a dialogue of high stakes, a plea for a sick child's spirit or a prayer to restore a broken lineage. For in the Turkic cosmos, Erlik Khan is not merely a villain. He is the necessary gravity that holds the structure together, the dark soil from which the tree of life draws its most mysterious strengths. Without the abyss, the heights of the upper world would lose their tether, and our world would simply drift away into the infinite void. The obsidian gates of the underworld eventually yield to the rising sun of a new era, but the map of the Turkic cosmos was never truly shredded by the winds of time. Even as the Great Silk Road transformed into asphalt and the nomadic tents evolved into cities of glass, the blueprint of the three worlds remains etched into the very soul of Central Asia. You can see it today in the soaring skyline of Astana, where the Beyterik Tower rises 105 meters into the sky, a literal monument to the Tree of Life. Its golden sphere represents the egg of the Semruk bird, cradled in the branches of a steel behemoth, reminding every passerby that they stand at the center of the world, between the roots of the past and the heavens of the future. The modern states of Kazakhstan, Kyrgyzstan, and Turkmenistan are breathing life back into these old bones, finding that the forbidden map is the only thing that can guide a nation back to its true. The names of the gods haven't vanished. They have merely put on new clothes. When a mother in the Altai Mountains whispers the name Umay over her sleeping child, or when a traveler looks to the North Star, the Temir Kazyk, to find their way home, this is the secret the steppe has always known. That the cosmos is not a place you go to, but a balance. We are all intermediaries between our highest aspirations and our deepest shadows. The tragedy of the modern world is not that we have lost the map, but that we stopped looking at the sky to read it. We see the iron stake as a mere astronomical dot, forgetting it is the hinge upon which the entire universe turns. But the pulse of the Gok-Turks still beats in the rhythmic gallop of a horse across the Orkhon Valley, and in the quiet dignity of those who seek the cut. That divine spark of the lesson of the Beyterik is simple yet profound. To reach the stars, one must be deeply rooted in the earth, and to walk the earth, one must never lose sight of the sky. We are the bridge. We are the guardians of the balance. The ancient stories still speak to us. Subscribe to hear. Tell us in the comments.